As you can see, we've got some new little white feathered neighbours moving since the sun come out. It's quite nice. I've got not a little bad spot here for my morning green tea. My morning routine is quite simple. I have my cereal and my orange juice, and I just sit down and watch on YouTube some 10-minute motivation sort of videos, you know, by Motiversity. If any of you aren't following them, they're really good to get you going in the morning. You know, there's a lot of stuff on there from Chris Williamson, talks about the lonely chapter, which is part of the life that I'm in. So every morning it's really good for me, gets me up. Oh, we've got some more of the new neighbours. Don't worry about me. Yeah, right. So, funny little story to tell you guys that I discovered when I sent part 1 of book 4 out to my beta readers about, was it 2 weeks ago? Whilst I was doing this full rewrite, it was the first time I'd reread certain chapters in probably over a year. Before I moved to this apartment, actually, I was still living at my mum and dad's in my hometown of Red Hill. Now, part of Red Hill does make it into this book. But when I wrote all of these scenes in Red Hill, it was before I had my EMDR therapy. So I hadn't set eyes on it in over a year, and in between then had my therapy. And when I went to do the rewrites just recently, when I went back to those scenes in Red Hill, I had actually written my hometown that I grew up in and was currently living in, mirrored. So if you were walking down a certain street and there was a certain building on your left, I wrote it was on the right. If there was you go into a certain building and staircases on your right, I wrote it was on the left. And it was only the scenes in Red Hill. It wasn't in the fictional towns or the fictional places that I've created in this world. It was just my hometown, Red Hill. So I called up my therapist and I was just like, yeah, this has happened. You know, why has this happened? And why didn't I notice it before? And she said along the lines of that, writing has always been my way to avoid the real world. It's basically my blank canvas. So when I was writing these scenes of my hometown in Red Hill, my brain was subconsciously detaching from the real world and trying to make it fictional so I wouldn't be pulled back into the real world. Even though I was trying to create Red Hill in my books, my brain was subconsciously trying to keep me at that fictional level away from everything. So that was a weird experience, but now I've got it all sorted. But yeah, that was a fucking strange one. Anyway, that's enough soppy bollocks. I've got to go down the shop, get some bits for lunch later, and probably go outside with Skylar later. Just had to double check, I didn't know if my garden was growing wild garlic or not. Turns out it's just weeds. If my hair looks like shit, well, I've actually got another funny little story to tell you about what's happened behind the scenes. Basically, as you all know, I used to have really long hair and then I cut it short. So this was the only stuff I ever used before, and they've stopped making it. I can't even find it on Amazon. So I'm experimenting with these two little bastards here. Also got these as well. This one is shit, I'm not using that one again, but yes, I'm having to experiment, and yes, I do have a nail file. Something else new to the year is I've learned to stop biting my nails, and I've done it my whole life. Learning to stop biting them was the easy part, it's the maintaining. So obviously I've had to buy a nail file and all that other fucking shit. But yeah, I've got to maintain my nails, particularly whilst I'm at work. And as for the cooking Patreon, that will obviously take place in the kitchen. So I've got to figure out the camera angles and stuff like that, whether I need a microphone or not. But this time next year, when the Patreon started, I should have a newer camera, a more bougie one. Yeah, a really expensive one, and probably like a decent actual, you know, fuffle microphone as well, and not the little clip-on one. But with the cooking Patreon, my aim is for you guys at home to basically improve your home cooking skills. I'm not going to do too much in the way of full-on restaurant, you know, making foams and purees. I might do occasionally, but it's going to be a lot more home food orientated stuff that most people can do. It's not just the technical equipment I have to buy a lot more. I don't actually have a singular mixing building in my kitchen. Mixing building? mixing bowl, and you know, I do have a blender, I have a stick blender, there's other bits I'm going to buy, but that's going to be throughout the course of the year. I'm having a really good year so far, and it's only going to keep getting better. I'm going to end this vlog now. It's only a small little one just to give you an update of me keeping busy, but I've been speaking to a guy who works within the business that I'm in as well, a guy called Luke, and he's got his own music project going on outside, so me and him do have quite a bit of, whenever we have a drink outside, we have a little talk, we get to discover each other's sort of processes and how we keep pushing, and it's reminded me of the reason why I always push. Now some days I might have a lazy day because, you know, I'm extremely tired from work, or I'm just not having mentally the best day, but one thing that keeps me going is, this is going to sound counterproductive, but I remember the pain that I've been put through, and that helps me get up and go again, to remind myself that, yeah, you might be tired from work, Dan, you might not be having the best mental day, but you have survived worse. You have survived worse, and you can keep going. And just to prove that to you, here's this. You know, I will not be defeated, and I'm going to keep pushing myself, because I owe a lot to people out there who have stuck by me, and I owe it to myself to prove a lot of people wrong. And that's why I keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm grateful for every single one of you that have been part of this journey, whether it's strictly YouTube, or you've come from Instagram, or you've been with the book stage all the way since the beginning. I can't thank you all enough. So this is just a short vlog. It's a nice sunny day, keeping myself busy, book Patreon ideas for next year, and doing these vlogs as well. I'm getting more into the routine of being in front of the camera, uploading it to the laptop and editing. It was always going to be a struggle and a process, but yeah, I'm enjoying it, we're having fun. We're going to have Corbin back soon as well. I know some of you guys really liked him. Yeah, we're going to be trying some more vegan food from places. And as a gift to him, we're going to try eating from actual places that we've never had before. That doesn't have to be vegan. Corbin is not strictly anti-vegan, but there's enough waffle about that going on at the moment. If you are enjoying these videos behind the scenes of a chef, author and YouTuber, if you're new here, please subscribe. If you do enjoy these videos, please leave a cheeky like. I'm also going to try and get some music downloaded just for background ambience and all that kind of stuff. I'm relatively new to this YouTube journey, even though I've been doing it for 3 years. I had a bit of a hiatus. I've never been a tech wizard. I'm waffling now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Next video should be Beyond Fiction, and I haven't decided the topic yet. It's either going to be Unit 731 or something else. I don't know. Much love, guys. Peace.